live with Leadership Dolce. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Joanne Newborn, certified lifestyle and leadership coach. And you are here at Newborn Evolution, which is a place for people to come and learn about leadership culture and the ability to have the lifestyle that you desire. And I have really found that the best way for me to help professionals who feel frustrated and stressed out and unfulfilled is to help teach them how to create a leadership mindset because that eventually leads to attaining your dream job with your ideal salary and a luxurious work-life balance. And really, isn't that what we're all sort of jonesing for? So tonight, I am going to expand upon yesterday's quote that I had posted in the Vortex, which is my private community. And it was a quote from Charles Darwin. And he wrote it way back in the 1800s. And the quote is it is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. And we are going through a tremendous amount of change right now, a tremendous period of change. But no one's really calling it that. They're calling it things like horrible, awful, terrible, unjust. Yet, it's all just a huge shift in the way we do things. And we are all resistant to change. Now, why is this? It is because our ego function, which is the part of our mind whose job it is to keep us safe and to survive, and this period of change is definitely threatening our survival for sure. This part of our mind likes routine. It likes to know what will happen next so that it can keep us safe. And that's why it likes, when we make lists and checking off the lists and having this daily routine, because then our ego mind knows exactly what's going to happen next. And it can easily keep us safe and sound and small. Yeah, really small and limited. And in this safe bubble of just being really small and limited. And we live a very limited life. And today, we are living in the world of the unknown right now. And our minds are just, it's going haywire. Oh, first we had to adjust to sheltering at home. And just when that was kind of becoming, unbearable, but still sort of routine, right? Because our minds could handle that because we were inside all the time, and it made the ego's job pretty easy, right? It was easy to keep us safe when we were hiding out at home and sheltering at home. And so it was keeping us safe. And but then, right, it had to navigate around me going supermarket shopping and having my shopping experiences, and any other time I was coming in contact with people, and that was absolutely terrifying for my mind, right? How could it possibly keep me safe and alive when I was doing all these things that it didn't know how to protect me in? And so our ego mind was just getting used to all of that. And then, bam, what happens? Complete social unrest, protests, and looting, and riots. And our mind has really had its challenges in the last few months, trying to keep our survival number one, right? That's its job. So I'm going to share a little truth bomb with you. The truth is, we're always living in an atmosphere of the unknown. We just don't know it. It's funny, right? Every single day is unknown. We think we know what's going to happen because our ego mind wants us to think that, but really we don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment. And the only way for real survival is to adapt to change very quickly. You see, the more we resist change, the more pain we're actually causing ourselves. And I know it sounds strange, right? See, the world and the universe are constantly changing. In fact, our cells in our bodies regenerate every 7 to 10 years. So you're kind of a completely different person every 7 to 10 years. You just don't know it. And according to Live Science and a few other very reliable scientific sources, every 7 to 10 years, we essentially become new people. Every single cell in your body has been replaced by a new cell. It's freaky, right? I mean, that's happening. It's happening and we just don't know it. And so it's true that individual cells have a finite lifespan, and when they die off, they're replaced with new cells. So I want to ask you, imagine if we resisted that change, right? We'd be walking around with cells that had died and not been replaced because we were resisting change. That would be incredibly painful. So if you take that analogy that I just gave you with our bodies and we apply it to the rest of our lives, things are changing and evolving every minute of every day. And when we resist, it's like not allowing your body to generate new cells for you. And it's painful. And we stay stuck. And we're in pain and we're wishing for the past. Right? But the past is gone. And so we're stuck in this really painful situation. And we're wishing for something that we can no longer have. And personally, it kind of makes me want to cry just thinking about that, like thinking about that image of just being stuck, longing for something we can no longer have. So the flip side is, the more we are open to change, the more pleasure we will experience, right? Like, I just felt like, it feels good. And mainly the fear of the unknown is worse than the actual change itself. We're fearing the unknown, and then the change that we experience is actually not as scary as the fear of the unknown itself. So that's what's so scary. And so if we can start to embrace the unknown and be able to be nimble and flexible in the face of change, it actually becomes a beautiful dance. And we may not know the steps, right? But we can sway gracefully to the music. And the other important point is that we actually don't know what's on the other side of change, right? We don't know. And we always think it's going to be horrible. And most times, because God and the universe always has our back, there's really something wonderful and even better waiting on the other side of change for us. Something better right? Why don't we ever think of that? Why don't we ever think of that? We always see the gloom and doom, not the rainbow waiting on the other side, right? There's always a rainbow. There's always a rainbow waiting there for us. But the problem is we do not trust. We want to see to believe, but it's actually the other way around. When we believe, we will see. I'm going to give you a couple of examples that are like real doozies. So, if the caterpillar resists change, it will never turn into a beautiful butterfly. If a seedling does not fight to grow out of the ground, it will never experience sunlight and grow into a beautiful flower. So, do you know how hard it is for each of those to actually grow out of their safe little spaces? The caterpillar is in its safe, snuggly little cocoon there to protect it. Like, why on earth would it want to come out of this nice, safe cocoon? Well, nature knows that it's going to outgrow the cocoon. And if it doesn't come out of the cocoon, it will die, right? There's not enough nutrients or air or space because it's growing. It's growing like we're growing. It's growing out of the cocoon. And of course, we know that it turns into a beautiful butterfly that is magnificent, but it just trusts the journey, right? The caterpillar doesn't question the journey or say, no, I don't want to be a butterfly. I don't want to emerge as a butterfly. It just trusts nature to take care of it. And voila, beauty ensues. And so the same goes for the flower. I mean, think about how scary it must be for it to be buried under the ground, not knowing which way to go or what to do, but it trusts that by moving upward and fighting through the dirt and the darkness, that it will find light. That's kind of magical. And the sunlight helps it to bloom into the beautiful flower. And so we're exactly the same. We're exactly the same, but we resist, right? We resist change and we cause ourselves pain. We cause ourselves a lot of pain. And so I want to ask you, what if this period of tremendous change that we are going through right now was our opportunity to blossom into the best that we could ever imagine? And so for me, I'm really grateful for this period of change. I'm incredibly grateful. So I'm going to give you homework. Your homework is to observe how you resist change. And take a little tiny spoonful of change each day or each week and see how it goes. And report back to me, please. I want to know. So I want to see if anyone has any questions on all of this that I was just talking about. And I will wait and see if you guys have any questions. You can put them in the comments. If you're here, give me a like so I know you're here. I can see there's a few people here, but I can't see who you are. And a little bit while I'm waiting to see if you have any questions, I just have a little bit more housekeeping. So this coming Thursday, July 9th, is the July Leadership Lounge. And for those who were lucky enough to have secured their spot, they paid $22 for 2 hours of deep coaching with me. And I'm really excited because I'm talking about one of my favorite topics, which is triggers. And It sounds weird, but I love triggers. I love when I get like really pumped up and angry and pissed off because they actually help us to grow and evolve. So, unless of course you want to stay stuck in your angry state, then you won't be able to do that. So I'm going to be talking about triggers, and I'm going to be guiding the group through this. But if you haven't secured your spot, sadly, it is sold out. And you won't be able to secure your spot. However, since you're here with me, I'll make you a deal. If you grab your spot in the August Leadership Lounge, and I have the link in the post here, I will send you the lesson on triggers as a bonus, as a little gift from me for showing up here, being at Leadership Dolce with me. And then I'll send you that in addition to all the goodies that we'll be enjoying in the August Leadership Lounge. But you better hurry up because I've already sold a couple of tickets for that, and I only have 3 spots left for the August lounge. So again, anytime you have questions, challenges, or topics you'd like me to talk about in my bi-weekly Leadership Dolce, you can leave them here, or send me a message or email me. I'm always out and about checking all the places where you can get in touch with me. And I hope you enjoyed tonight about change. This is a big, meaningful one for me. And I'm sending you all lots of love and love to Italy, just because I love Italy. And I will see you next Monday with my Taste of Trifecta. And that, again, Taste of Trifecta is a little taste of my paid private coaching program. And next week, I'm actually going to share with you my free 40-minute class on designing your vision. So make sure you're here to get that free master class. It'll only be up for 48 hours next week. And I'll give you all the goodies then. And I'm wishing you love and light and leadership. And ciao. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you real soon. Okay. Bye.